Morning.
Morning.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down. Somebody else? Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. Don Bell, Equal Opportunity Director. Going to try to do this standing up. It'll be the first time giving a briefing in over 2 years without a podium, so I know if I fall down, someone's got my back. Somebody will help me up, so that's not a problem. I've given lots of speeches in my time. This is without a doubt the most difficult. So I'm going to say thank you to all of these folks because this is not easy. Going to ask for a little help this morning because I've been trying to figure out, and I've been tossing and turning for the last few nights, how do you do this, man? How are you going to get up and talk about this? And I got a text message from my physical therapist who's sitting right on stand-up, Phil. Probably the only time I'm going to get to tell him what to do. Who sent me a text message last night saying, Don, just be yourself. And I said, you know what? That's it. That's it. So I'm going to ask for some help from the greatest team in the world here at Ellsworth Air Force Base. I am going to ask you on the count of 3. I'm going to give you a count of 3 to ask me, how you doing, Mr. Bell? Don't go with that, how are you doing? I'm from down south. So just say, how you doing, Mr. Bell? And I mean, I need to hear it. I want to hear it. Okay? I want to let the giant that I know, yes, sir, I appreciate that. I want to let the giant that I know that I'm about to slay that I've got a lot of powerful people on my side that are helping me out here. So as soon as we get this podium, we're going to go from here. Thank you. All right. Oh, you're in trouble now. I'm at home. All right. Okay. On 3. Just how you doing, Mr. Bell? And make. I want them to hear it over at the prize hand. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
How you doing, Mr. Bell?
That's what I'm talking about. Okay. I am doing just fine. I am doing fine because May of 2014, a date that I will not ever forget, I went in for surgery on my neck and my back to correct a problem that was causing me some pain, and was told at the time by my neurologist that if it did not take care of that problem, I would probably end up paralyzed from the neck down. Keep in mind, I was a fully able-bodied individual before this surgery. This was supposed to be a 4-hour surgery with a 2-day stay in the hospital. Go in for the surgery, wake up in recovery. They asked me to move my right leg, right arm, did that without a problem. But when they asked me to move my left leg and left arm, I could not. There's nothing more strange than trying to do something that should come so easy, and now you can't do it. That arm and that leg just will not respond. The first thing I did was I told them to get my wife. The second thing I did was told them to get my brother. Not my brother in Houston, not my brother in Louisiana. Where's Mark Slicky? There he is sitting over there. Okay. But my brother that lives right here in South Dakota. Mark didn't say, hey, I don't have time. Mark showed up to support my family. Okay? I sat there and they took me across the street for another MRI. They came back with the results and said, Don, you know, we think there's some nerve damage there. We're going to put you in a rehab for 2 to 3 weeks. We're hoping that with some steroid treatments, the swelling may go down, but Don, there are no guarantees. And I'm thinking, man, you had all the answers a few days ago. Now you can't tell me anything. So I'm asking, so am I going to get my arm and my leg back? Don, we don't know. Even if you do, it may take 1.5 to 2 years. So, put me in the back of an ambulance after a week and took me to the inpatient rehab at Regional, which was more like basic training. Okay, 6 o'clock in the morning, they would wake you up. It took 4 nurses to get me out of the hospital bed. It took 4 nurses to get me to the bathroom, to roll me down to rehab. And on my 3rd and final week of rehab, I started to feel pretty bad, started feeling sick. I came in and did a test, and said, Don, you've developed an infection that's going to require an additional surgery. If we don't take care of that infection, more than likely, it's going to kill you. And this is the same doctor that performed the first surgery. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, you want to go back in that same area? He said, Don, yes. I said, forget it. I said, that's not going to happen. He said, Don, if we don't do this, more likely it can kill you. I said, you know what? I've lived a full life. I've done everything a man is supposed to do. And I'm not being sexist here. I've raised my family, loved my wife, served my country. I am done with this. But after some convincing from the staff and my wife, changed my mind, had the surgery. What was supposed to be a 2-day stay in the hospital turned into 38 days. A year after that, I go down to for an injection to stop what is chronic nerve pain in both arms and hands and my left leg and foot. That on its worst days, on a scale of 1 to 10, is about a 13. To the point of where when it's at its worst, I am laying on the floor. Some people here look forward to the winter months. I don't, because that's when it gets particularly rough. So a year later, I'm going down to get a nerve block, and my physical therapist over here has noticed that my heart rate has been pretty low for the last few days. I mean, in the 30s. So they send me to regional, they give me a heart rate monitor for 2 days, turn it in, and while I'm getting that nerve block, which did not work, I get a phone call on my cell saying, Don, from my cardiologist saying, hey, you need to go check yourself into regional hospital. For what? You need a pacemaker. You're kidding. No, you need a pacemaker, Don. They said there were times we didn't get anything when we were monitoring your heart rate. So I go down, get the pacemaker. I'm out, I think, the next day. Started feeling something just didn't look right with the incision, so I went back a week later, and they monitored that pacemaker and said, Don, we think one of the leads has come loose, so we're going to have to go back in and reattach that lead. This is a week later. So I'm thinking, okay, go in for surgery, get the lead reattached, and I'm out of the hospital. But I'm starting to have problems with my right shoulder. MRI on the right shoulder, they said, well, this happens sometimes. The people who, they lose movement in one arm, they really use that other arm more. So more than likely, you have really bad arthritis in that right shoulder, and that shoulder is going to have to be replaced. Okay, so as you can see, the hits just keep on coming. Okay, not a big fan of surgery anymore. I decided that, you know what? If I have to get it done, it will be that, hey, that's the only option you have. But like I told you today, even everything that I've gone through, you know what? Man, I'm doing fine. And I told you how I'm doing. Now I'm going to tell you why I'm doing fine. 3 reasons. 1, faith. Whether it's faith in God, whether it's faith in myself, and something that I lost years ago after spending years in equal opportunity, I just kind of lost faith in people. I'm just going to be honest with you. I saw the way that people could treat each other, and I just lost faith. But see, I have found or reestablished that faith in God, but more importantly, that faith in people. I do believe that if I worked for any other agency outside of a military base, I don't want to tell you where I've been or where I would be. Because in my mind, dealing with all of this for the last 2 years, I've gone to dark places that you should never have to go to resolve your problems. But just to give you a hint, I hear about 20 to 22 veterans go to this place every day, and they don't come back. I was tired of the pain. I was tired of watching my wife and my family watch me struggle, not being the person I used to be. Tired of watching the people in my office watch me struggle, even though they pretended that they didn't see it. And I just wanted it to come to a quick end. So I've gone to dark places, and I'm here to tell you that the only reason I'm back now is because of my faith, but also my faith in you. Because you know what? I have discovered is that sometimes when we're going through something, and if you look at the person to your left and right, man, we're all going through something, or we're about to, or we're just coming out of something. But I look at these people, and I think sometimes when you have a problem, you put up this barrier and you keep people away from you. I did that for months. But after I decided to get my pride out of the way, and after I decided, you know what, to let people help me, people like Mark Slick, who made sure I didn't spend a day in that hospital by myself. Okay? People like my wife and my daughters, man. She still treats me like I'm the same guy. You know, pick up your own dirty clothes. And you know what? I used to think that was a bad thing, but now I know, you know what? That's all right. There are days when one of my daughters, sometimes they had to help tie my shoelaces. And boy, that would just break my heart. You know, because I'm their dad. But you have to put that pride aside and just let it happen. Okay. People like my physical therapist over here, Phil Bushy, who did not have to show up here today. He works downtown, but he's here right now. He gives me advice. He tells me, Don, I don't care what the doctors say, you're going to walk. Don, I don't care what the tests show, you're going to walk. He listens to me, not because he's paid to, he takes the time to listen to me. I've got the two people in my office. I'm going to put them in the spot. Sergeant Sapp and Sergeant Stokes. Stand up. Stand up, Sergeant Stokes. Okay. These folks, have a seat. These folks, they've been more than staff. Okay? They have been family. Even though they see me struggling sometimes, they don't say anything. They see me in there taking away on a keyboard with one finger, they don't say anything. They never let me forget the days that I have physical therapy and occupational therapy. They remind me every day. And I never will forget one day, I was at physical therapy and I called into the office to see how things were going, and Sergeant Stokes answered the phone. And I had her on speakerphone. And I said, yeah, I just finished physical therapy. I've got occupational therapy after this. I'll probably go. And she said, probably. And everyone looked like, man, who's he talking to? And I'm like, well, that's a member of the staff. But man, they look out for me. Whether it's personal or job, they never let me quit. Sergeant Sapp never lets me give up. Sergeant Stokes stays on my case. Okay, and when most people will say, I'm tired of it, I want to quit, no, Mr. Bell, that's not happening. They don't have to say anything, but they do. I have people that I don't even know that will just come up to you and they just talk to you. They say, you're looking good. They say, keep your head up. I was at a restaurant one evening with my wife, and we were waiting to go in. This other couple comes up and they started talking to us, and it turns out they were both ministers. And we went in to eat. They were at another table, we were at a table, and as we were walking out, and I had that big four-pronged cane at the time, I'm walking out, and I started to get tired, and I go to sit down. And the female that we were talking to in the couple, she came over to me, she said, what are you doing? I said, I'm a little tired, I'm sitting down. She said, when you're going through hell, you don't stop and sit down, you keep walking. And I will not ever forget that. I ran into a captain the other day. I was giving a Rice Star briefing, and after that Rice Star briefing, he came over. Hey, this guy just arrived here, didn't know who he was. He said, how are you doing, Mr. Bell? I said, all right. I said, the outlook from the doctors is not the best. He said, well, from what I can see, their outlook doesn't matter. It's your outlook. I'm thinking, you know what? I don't even know this guy. But man, I have discovered if you let people help you, they will. This is the finest team on the planet. If you allow them to help you, they will. You don't have to be the bravest person in the world to get help. You don't have to be the biggest person. Hey, guess what? I'm going to give you a secret. You only have to be smart enough to know you need help. That's all. Smart enough to know that two people can carry your load a lot easier than one. That's all you need. Man, you may look at me now and say, hey, he needed help to get off that platform, but you know what? I got the help. People will see me going down the steps and come over and grab my arm. Let me help you, Mr. Bell. And I don't let my pride get in the way anymore. No, I don't need your help. Sure I do. But something else I've also discovered, yeah, it makes me feel good to get the help, but it makes them feel good also. And we have to look out for each other. I'm here to tell you, it's just us.